Welcome to this week's edition of Mainly Motorsports, and we're here with Amy, who's sporting her Patriots jersey. After a big win, beating the Dolphins. It is a big win because the Dolphins were undefeated, and you knew it was just a matter of time before they got back on track. Matter of fact, I picked them in my survival pool this week, the Patriots, because they're not going to lose like 3 games in a row, and with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, just they're too good to allow that to happen.
Yeah, what I was saying, you were talking earlier, it's a rough few weeks. Patriots fans, we get spoiled with winning a lot. So whenever there's a loss, we take it pretty hard. And my sister today was wearing a Super Bowl champion shirt, and I posted a joke on Facebook about how she was reminiscing on times when we used to win, and but now we're coming back, and
back winning, and
back winning.
Cowboys won, but Cleveland Browns, now they're winning. They're getting a taste of that winning stuff. So a lot of fun. It's football season. Love it. High school football, obviously college football, and then the NFL. Now a few weeks of racing, and then that's all we'll have to do is football season and banquet season and prepare for the off-season car show. But this past weekend was all about the Strickleys. And between Star Speedway and Wiscasset Speedway, 66 Strictly streets in competition set on Saturday night. So I know, if you go to Facebook, the lines are drawn. Where should you go? Where should you be? What track is going to have a better race and all that. I'm just more impressed that there were 66 Strickleys out supporting 2 of the Northeast short tracks that are still in operation. And hats off to all the competitors that competed, attempted to compete, the fans that went, the sponsors that stepped up, and that was my take from the weekend. And I know if you followed along with it, there was a lot of jabs being thrown and a lot of this being thrown. My take was there was 66 Strickleys in competition at 2 tracks in New England.
I feel the same way. Like you said, there was a lot of just talk and smack on Facebook talking about, oh, well, if you're not at start, this is how it's gonna be. Or if you're at Wiscasset, this is how it's going to be. But you know what? Both tracks put on a great show. Neither of them were a crash fest, which is kind of how, sometimes it goes with those Strickleys because, it gets a little wild. Both put on, really great shows, great car counts in both divisions, really cool, formats, really cool payouts for both races. And you know what? If you're, closer to, Southern Maine and had the time to go to Wiscasset, that's how I see it. Just wherever you were closer to and whatever you felt like going to, and it doesn't matter. You still supported a short track if you went to one or the other. So it was really, really great weekend.
When we went to Wiscasset, Lee Mortensen, supporter of the show, I was involved last year when he signed on as a sponsor. Some of the changes that took place that seemed to work in year 1, year 2 they might not. Was kind of my doing, my idea. So I wanted to see how everything made out, and like I say, I'll tell every single promoter, every single race fan, and anybody that listens, there's 2 things on any race night that the promoter has no control over. That's the weather, and that's the guys or gals holding the wheels and pressing the pedals. And at both places, for the most part, it all cooperated. The weather wasn't an issue, and the driving style, and the guys realizing when it wasn't their night, let's not ruin everybody else's night by bringing out a caution or racing like an idiot when we're running 17th and there's 20 laps to go or whatever, and we're just going nowhere. And I know I saw that at Wiscasset. A lot of give and take, a lot of respect shown all the way around. That made for a nice, tidy program. And it sounds like that was the same thing at Star.
Yeah, I was tried to keep track of what was going on at Star too at the same time, even though we were at Wiscasset, and people just seem to have a really great time. And I know that LB went and won another race. He's just been on fire in 2018, and it was really cool to see that for that entire team. But you're right, it was I think the one big caution that we had was just 2 drivers involved where one car spun and accidentally clipped another car, and it wasn't on purpose for any reason. And usually, how we saw the race last year, the shootout.
Yeah.
And it was a cool seeing the difference too. Last year they did the inverted field, and it was really cool to get the kids club involved in helping the drivers just do a random draw of their positions, and the fans were really into it. And cheering when the driver like picked a pole position, and kind of like being like, oh, when somebody picked like 17th or 18th. It was really cool to see the fan reaction to that too.
No, absolutely. And this year's race went off quicker in 50 laps than last year's race took to run 2 laps. So that shows a great job by the entire staff at Star and Wiscasset, the entire, all the fan base, everything. So hopefully next year, maybe those 2 races don't collide on the same night. Because I don't think, as far as car count goes, I don't think it really affected either track. Maybe there was a few guys that would have gone to the other one that were at one, but the fans is where it affected it, because I would have liked to have been at both. You would have liked to have been at both, and other people that I talked to at Star would have liked to have been at Wiscasset. So just one of those things. Didn't work out, but in the end, it worked out for everybody. So really excited, as both of them. Star, it's got the Halloween Howler coming up. Wiscasset got the Fall Fury coming up this weekend. So still plenty of good things to see and entertainment to see. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to show you the strictly national race from Star Speedway. And thank you once again to Caitlin Osborne, who's having a ball out there filming and allowing us to use her footage and bring it to the viewers here at Mainely Motorsports. We'll take a break and we'll be right back with some highlights.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scott's Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 featured divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by LKQ Core. Any part, any repair, anywhere. Located on Route 202 in Gorham.
Wiscasset Speedway, Maine's biggest and fastest, with $5 admission every weekend and loads of family fun. Check us out at WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Bentley Saloon, Route 1 in Arundel. Stop by and see why me and my friends say, who has more fun than us? We do.
trusted name in residential and commercial site work in the southern Maine area, call Peter Pettit Excavating. We can handle everything from the complete house lot to those nasty water and sewer line repairs. Septic systems are another area that we specialize in. During the snow season, Pettit Excavating has the equipment to handle any size job.
And when the race season arrives, be sure to follow the number 7 Hewitt's Family Restaurant Chevrolet on the past Super Late Model Tour.
Call 207-282-9305 to get the job done right. That's Peter Pettit Excavating.
Don't deal with just anybody to seal coat your driveway or business this season. Call Black Magic. They bring over 20 years of experience in seal coating and crack filling. Black Magic's skilled team makes sure the job is always done right, on schedule with quality workmanship at a fair price. Protect your investment in your driveway by getting it sealed with Black Magic.
Ooh, Black Magic.
My name is Scott. This is Devin. We're the owners of Black Magic Seal Coating. Let us earn your business today. You'll be glad you did.
Legendary race car driver Bentley Warren is putting Arundel on the map. When Bentley's Saloon opened in 2004, it was just a little bar room on the side of the road. Today we have a giant saloon with live music, dancing, and great food and drink indoors and out. We're always looking to meet new friends and have a good old time. There's always something exciting going on at Bentley's. That's why we like to say, who has more fun than us? We do!
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Well, welcome back to Mainly Motorsports. And when we talk about the dream season, and I don't even know if it's a dream season, because nobody dreams about just totally winning just about every race they ran. And that's what Albie Ovitz done. The one race he didn't win this year was the race he usually wins, and that's the DT 100 way back in January or the first, I guess it was March. So, but he's won everything else, and congratulations to him and Jimmy Renfro Motorsports and that 35 team, man, they're on a roll.
Yeah, it kind of like his big role, winning everything, kind of was highlighted by that big win at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, which was a huge, huge win for his entire team. And then he just kept the ball rolling throughout the season at Lee, and then he went and won at Star. And I feel like he can run anywhere and just win anywhere, and he's just a wheel man. There's no other way to describe him. He can just do it all. He's definitely not going to want to see the 2018 race season end, but it's going to come to an end. A couple more races, Albie, and that's it. But congratulations to him. But I want to throw a shout out to a guy just started running some classic lights races, and just when we talk about those good guys in the sport, it isn't necessarily a guy that's winning every other week like an Albie Ovit or every week, or a guy that's made a legacy in the race community like Mike Rowe, or a young phenom coming up like a Reed Lamper. But, a guy by the name of Mike Humphrey, the autism team, the autism awareness team, has done so much for not only Star Speedway, but the sport, bringing, 9 cars to an off-season show in January, so he helps tracks fill up their space, helps the show fill up, sponsoring the division at Star, giving people the opportunities to run some 350 Supers that they, normally wouldn't get. And then now he's been playing around in the classic light, and over to Star Speedway, picked up the win this past week. So I want to show some highlights of Mike, and one of the good guys in the sport, and thank you for all you do for everybody at Star Speedway and all throughout New England that people don't even realize, how you touch the racing community.
welcome to Mainely Motorsports.
To order a copy of this show, send a check or money order for $15, including shipping and handling to Mainely Motorsports, 2 Main Street, Suite 17-103, Biddeford, Maine, 04005. And please add the show number in the description of the show.
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Patman's Redemption and Agency Liquor Store is located at 95 Tanberg Trail in Windham, Maine. With over 400 feet of hard liquor and 15 doors of ice-cold beer and soda, Patman's can handle all of your beverage needs. And if it's wine on your agenda, we have over 300 varieties in stock. Then when the party's over, Patman's can handle all of your Maine returnables, and we welcome all bottle drives. And if you're late for the race, drop off the bottles and pick up the cash at your convenience.
Hey, this is Pat Man himself, just letting you know that Pat Man's is your one-stop shop for all your thirsty needs.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 featured divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Mainly Motorsports, brought to you by
Scotch Recreation. Whether you're thinking about your first camper or looking to upgrade your current one, Scotch Recreation can help you. Get both our Route 202 Manchester and our Route 4 Turner locations and online at ScotchRecreation.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, here with Amy, still gloating over a Patriots win, I guess. I don't know. But plenty more wins left to come with that team, that's for sure. But the big deal at Wiscasset was the Amsoil Dominator shootout, put on by Lee Mortensen and the entire team up there. But before they got to that event, well, that event actually came in the middle. And one of the things that they did was the last couple of years, we've had a little problem in tech. Very similar to the Snowball Derby, it reminds me of. The winner, at the end of the night, ain't the winner. So what they decided this year was, you know what, we'll run the race in the middle, no victory lane, until tech's cleared. And thankfully the top 3 cleared tech, so that made it nice, and they came back out and were able to have their interviews and their 5 minutes of fame and all that. But before that, you had the late models, the Outlaw Minis, and the modifieds. And I'll tell you, one of the good guys around that track that has a huge fan following is Adam Chadbourne.
Yeah, and he's won
I don't know how many races, championships, and a lot of people might not realize this, but when Wiscasset was growing with hayfields through the track, and they weren't going anywhere, it was Thomas True's dad and then Adam Chadbourne's dad, Dale Chadbourne, that put on the Save Wiscasset race 2 years in a row to keep the permit. They had to race one race to keep the permit going, and so the family's got a lot of history there at Wiscasset, and he had a rough run in the modifieds, but he claimed the championship by basically just showing up and getting out of bed that morning. But one of the good guys around there, a lot of fan base, a lot of he's out in the crowd after his race, so really a good guy. But enjoy the highlights for the modifieds, the Outlaw Minis, and the late models, which 24 late models, 2 minor cautions, great night of racing put together by those guys.
here, I'll shake your left hand. How's that? Nick Reno, hold that thing, hold that oven mitt up there. He's racing with a fractured right wrist, and you thought 2 weeks ago your season was over.
Oh yeah, we've had some tough luck, and I was ready to call it a season. We had second place, and I was ready to settle for it, going points. But Sunday, my wife dragged me out to the garage and said, "Let's get that thing ready." So that's what we did.
Absolutely, a lot of hard work from the family and crew, and really a strong ride today. You went out and took this for yourself. You didn't walk into it.
Yeah, no, the car was really strong. I honestly, it was some of the best it's been all year. It was good last week too. We just had no luck. First lap incident. It's fault, but it happens,
Who are we thanking today on this third win of the year?
The biggest, my crew. We might not the biggest crew, but we got a dedicated crew, and they work do a hell of a job. This thing was torn off. We had to replace every part in the front, the rear. Everything was all stove up this week, so we had some long days, and we got it back together.
All right, nice job right there, folks. Give him a nice round of applause. Nick Reno picking up win number 3 on the season. Season. You've had your struggles like anybody else. You've kept with it, fired away, and way to end the season with a win.
Yeah, it's a boost of confidence. The last 3 races have been pretty tough. Not the finishes that I wanted, but it's a great way to end the season with a big win.
Who you want to thank on the win tonight?
The New England Battery, B&B Battery, Crenshaw's Auto Salon, 102 Masonry, my beautiful wife-to-be, and my kids for putting up with all the long hours out in the garage.
Awesome job, folks. Give them a nice round of applause. Your winner tonight in the Outlaw Minis. Young Dan, I think you have a future in this sport, picking up your first late model win today. I know you've had a fast car all season long. You just haven't really had the opportunity to show it.
Yeah, no, things going good. We just had to concentrate on one car at a time. It's fast. We just protected the bottom. Will, he was good to me.
How about racing with this late model class? These guys really race hard but race clean.
There are a lot of good, a lot of good drivers. I think it's better than the pro stocks. Anybody can win in this late model class.
Who you want to thank in the win tonight?
I want to thank Ryan, Stephanie, Deborah, Mike Brown, his wife, Jordan, Benny, who else? Silas. So we got all these little guys. And Randella, Randy Willis, and Dana, and how about Wayne, my brother? He's been with me all summer and stuff like that, and he does a good job.
All right, and the sponsors as well?
Yeah, LLP, Peasley, Cyanite, that's, I don't know who else I got.
They're all yelling them over here.
I know them guys. I got a good bunch, and they've been, Automass has been super with us. He's been painting all 4 of our cars, and it's been a lot of fun.
Like I said, I think you got a good future in this sport, young man. Good job. Darren Ripley, nice round of applause. Darren's first late model win of the year. Will Collins.
Hi, I'm Scott from Scotch Recreation. We just had the biggest month in our history. Why? We're selling campers at wholesale to the public, even the 2019s. So what did we do? We went out and bought a bunch more. Up to 40% off travel trailers and fifth wheels, up to 35% off toy haulers, up to 30% off motorhomes. You'll never see these prices again. Over 400 campers to choose from, all at wholesale prices.
Scott's Recreation, Route 4 Turner and Route 202 Manchester, Maine.
Wiscasset Speedway is back, and we have the cure for your need for speed. Maine's biggest and fastest proudly presents 8 feature divisions, including Pro Stocks, late models, 4-cylinder Pro Stocks, modifieds, and more. Plus special features throughout the season, including the Nell Car Legends, the Wicked Good Vintage Racers, the NEMA Midgets, Enduros, and more. All this fun, all this excitement, all for just $5. Wiscasset Speedway, west on the road, Wiscasset. Online at Facebook and WiscassetSpeedway.com.
Well, as Amy alluded to earlier, the way they did it this year, instead of a random, well, it was a random draw, but not an invert. So you could win your heat and start 18th. You could finish 14th and start first. So they involved Penny's Kids Club up there and allowed them to all pick a bottle. They were teamed with a driver. Picked an Amsoil bottle. At the bottom, they pulled the sticker, and it said where you started. And pretty ironic that the two Hewins brothers started 1-2.
It was cool to see, and it was cool to see the fan reaction. When those 2 cars pulled up at the front of the field, and those 2 obviously have made a name for themselves at so many at Wiscasset, at Oxford, and at this event for the past Yeah. I know definitely the past 2 years, but over the course of since this event's been held, those have been the 2 big names that have kind of keep piggybacking on the wins. So it was cool to see those 2 drivers starting at the front of the field.
Yeah, no, it was, and to involve the fans, and a little incentive to watch some of the other guys come through the field. So really a great race, great job done by everybody up there, but most importantly, the drivers. The drivers are the one that made it a great race because they didn't do those stupid things and prolong and try to win it on lap 1, and we've proven many times you can't win it on lap 1, but you can lose it. So enjoy the highlights and hear what the top 3 have to say about the Amsoil Dominator Studio, the 2018 version at Wiscasset Speedway.
Morris Young, your car was kind of out to lunch in that heat race. Talk about that first.
Well, sometimes I get ahead of myself. I'm not afraid to change things, and for practice, I make one more adjustment for the heat race, and it should be good, and it went the other way.
Did you think after that, well, I got to go back to the drawing board? You've been around this place enough. You probably knew what adjustments you had to get that car back to the front.
I knew it was going to tighten up quite a bit when the sun went down, so I put half of the adjustments back in, and we prayed on the rest of it.
Maybe not. Did you ever think, hey, maybe I got something with those lead guys if the cautions fly in the right spot?
We could have had one more with 4 or 5 to go without being up there, and I may have put a change in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would have won again.
Yeah, who you want to thank on this third place run tonight?
Oh, I got to thank Jeremy for doing the tires, and as far as that, he's a good help. I got to thank Mike's Towing, Jackson's Automotive, Fox, East Side, West Side, Ben Rowe from Tool Solutions, my sisters, Jeff. Can't thank everybody enough. Thank the racetrack for putting this show on, and Dave and all that crew. It's been fun.
Awesome job right there. Nice round of applause if you would. What, one more?
I gotta say happy birthday to Peter Taylor.
Good job there. Happy birthday, Pete. Jonathan Emerson, congratulations to you as well. A strong run through the middle of the race. You were the fastest car out there. Did the car actually look better on the longer runs?
Yeah, we set the car up for a longer run. I figured we were going to have a lot of green flag runs, but the cautions at the end kind of helped me because I was able to cool down my tires and actually keep up with Kurt and Kyle and actually be able to run one. I wasn't able to.
Where in the final parts of that race did you really think, hey, I might have this guy get up on the wheel and really put the pressure to him?
About 7 laps to go, I got underneath Kyle. Once I got underneath Kyle, it's like I reeled Kurt on the rope, and then I just couldn't do anything. It wasn't fast enough to go outside, so I tried to look under, but well.
All right, yeah, and we've seen that kind of as a common theme, race him hard, but race him with respect. And as young as you are, and you're going to get the respect of the old guys like that pretty quick, racing that way.
Yeah, I prefer that way. Race the way you want to be raced, so I just try to race everyone pretty clean.
Absolutely, and you got 2 great examples to follow in your grandfather and your dad.
Yeah, they're pretty great. They helped me quite a bit.
All right, who do you want to thank in your second place run tonight?
I'd like to thank BW & Sons Roofing, Larrabee's Construction, Emerson's Garage, Emerson Pilot Cars, RPM Racing Engines, S&J Auto Recycling, Uncle Mo's, Yankee Yard Bar, Stacey Valley Racing, Crooked Creek, my fans all out here, thank you. People in the pits that helped me, Wendy, Keith, my grandfather, Chloe, my cousin Kylie, just everyone, thank you.
All right, good job. And one final thing, you were one of the back in the saddle drivers as well, so your winnings today are doubled. Kurt Hewins is the winner of the 2018 Dominators Strictly Shootout. We will present him with the hat. He gets his second one, but he's got the crown to go with it this time. All right. And there's the belt buckle. We got trophies and everything. Kurt, obviously kind of a little anticlimactic to bring you out here after Tech, but what a dominant race you had. You probably might have thought it wasn't going to happen after first practice.
Yeah, no, first practice, we blew a tire, went in the wall. Everybody in the pit helped me today put the thing back together. Mike Whittier, my dad, David, my boy Ryan, everybody that helped me. Rob Chandler had a bunch of parts in this trailer, thank God. It weren't right, but it was better than it would if I would have put it right.
Absolutely, and you know, a good long green flag run at the beginning. Your brother was the only one to stick with you at that time. Those cautions looked like they might have come at just the right time, perhaps?
Yeah, it started getting a little loose farther we went, but I think everybody did, so I think we're still all right.
How about the last 5 laps with that kid on your tail?
That kid's got a lot of talent. He's got a good race car, and he's going to win a lot of championships. He's good.
How's this shootout victory compared to the last one, the first one you got?
Well, this one means more, especially when my brother's starting outside pole. I don't know, I got to thank Eric Brown, Ellen Brown, my girlfriend, everybody that helps me. Eric Brown owns it, pays the whole bill. It's just awesome.
Well, one cool thing that we can tell you is you were in the top 5 last year for the Strictly Shootout, and with the Back in the Saddle Award, your winning today has doubled from $500 up to $1,000 at winning this race. What do you think about that?
Well, that's awesome because this guy needs the money put into it. Yeah, we need to get it looking a little bit better. This thing's set in the field all summer. Built a new Gen 4 because everybody said Gen 4 is the way to go. There's a lot of Gen 4s that are fast. I just don't like them. I just don't like them.
This old boat did pretty well, didn't it?
Yeah, this it's going to get a lot of patch, yes.
All right, good job. Folks, give him a nice round of applause. Your 2018 AMSOIL Dominator Strictly Shootout winner is Mr. Kurt Hewins.
Welcome to LST Landscaping, where we've been providing complete landscape solutions to all of southern Maine since 1969. We specialize in year-round landscape maintenance and snow services, including weekly lawn mowing, seasonal cleanups, sweeping, mulching, and so much more. Many more customizable services are available upon request. Please call our office today at 207-878-1578 or visit our website, lstlandscapinginc.com.
Ignition won't turn? Wait, don't tow it. It may just be a one key. Hi, I'm Jim Broadhurst, owner of eKeys for Cars of Saco. At eKeys for Cars, we'll diagnose your problem over the phone and give you a firm quote. No bait and switch here. Whenever or wherever you're stuck, eKeys for Cars will come to you. Call eKeys for Cars in Saco, the fast, affordable fix for your car key and lock needs.
Hi, I'm Johnny Wolf. Here at 21st Century Motors, we've been in business since 1972 and we take pride in our work. We have a large selection of pre-owned vehicles that are clean and ready. I personally drive and state inspect every vehicle we sell. We're experts at getting your car financed, whether you have good, bad, or no credit. We purchase vehicles several times a week, so there's always plenty to choose from. Come on in and make a deal today at 21st Century Motors in Gorham or online at 21stcenturymaine.com.
Welcome back to Mainly Motorsports, and still plenty of racing to go on. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's some big ones, and what some people call the granddaddy of them all up here in the Northeast. That's the World Series at Thompson. You know, been going on 50 plus years. But before we get to that, we got Oktoberfest this weekend.
I'm excited. I've been to Lee Speedway, obviously, but I have never been to Oktoberfest, and I've had, teams that I've supported that have raced there in recent years, and everyone's like, you have to go to Oktoberfest, and it's just, a big weekend, a fun weekend, and, 2 days full of racing in so many different divisions. So I'll be going on Sunday this year, and even Sunday, Saturday's packed with racing, but Sunday still is too. So I'm excited to get there and just to see the racing going on.
17 divisions in action, and we're happy we're involved. Mainly Awards providing the hardware for Lee as we've had all year, and thank you to the Wrens and Joe Bassett and all the racers that show us their support. But should be a great time. 17 divisions, 18 feature races, because MRS will run 2 50-lap races, and they've hit on something there with it, Lee, with the 50-lap shootouts, and Granite State will have a 100-lap race, and probably the biggest division of the weekend will be the Strickleys. Those 60 cars that just raced last weekend between Star and Wiscasset, a good bunch of them are all coming to Oktoberfest. So they do their qualifying heats on Saturday. I think they have a B feature on Sunday, and they'll have a full field of Strickleys. And it's one of those races when you win, you feel like it's like, because you're not only pitted up against your regular competition, you're pitted up against guys that race at your other tracks that you follow along on the internet because you can't get there, and there'll be a lot of that going on. And a lot of touring divisions will come in and support this event. A lot of race fans from around will come in and support this event. It's one of those ones that's been going on forever, and people just want to make it a part of their year-ending race schedule.
Yeah, and one thing I've always loved about the end of season is that these, the open race that we just had at Beach Ridge is one of my favorite events of the season, and I just love, like you said, I'm not always able to get to 4 different racetracks at once every weekend, so I like seeing, like you said, these top competitors come together, and to see how they race together is really cool, and it's always a great time for both the competitors and the fans.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Oktoberfest this Saturday and Sunday at Lee USA Speedway. Encourage you to get down there one day or the other. Saturday, Fall Fury. And Wiscasset does a great job with how they end the season. They have a flex division all year long. Then the last day, Fall Fury, they bring in all the classes, sprinkle in some wicked good racing. You come in, you pull a pill. That's where you start. It's features only. Same purse as a weekly basis. Same trophies as a weekly basis. But then after, they fire up the grills. They have a cookout. Teams bring salads. It's a real down-home atmosphere. And that's how they end the season in their so-called banquet, which isn't, your normal banquet. Everybody's there. that's where they present the top 3, the trophies for the 2018 season. And one other little twist that takes place up there is the 4-season synthetic driver of the year, where one of the driver of the year nominees from throughout the entire season will win a sponsorship package from Lee the Amsoil guy, nice hardware, some other things that go along with it. So that's kind of culminates with the season there, and just a great day at Wiscasset. It's a fun day. Not that every day at a racetrack isn't fun, but it's one of those ones. It is fun. No points involved. It's the end of the year. See your friends maybe for the last time until the off-season shows, and that'll be happening this weekend at Wiscasset Speedway.
Yeah, and I love that track. I love the staff at that track, and it's cool to kind of, just like you said, like kind of have this community gathering rather than like, this official like suit and tie banquet. And that's the way that Wiscasset's always done things. And they're different, and that's cool, and that's what people love about the track. But like you said, not every person that goes to track is able to get out every weekend. So it's kind of cool to bring all the divisions together from both nights for this one special night. And I thought it was cool hearing last night that, like you said, the payouts are the same, and it's a non-points race, so that's really cool. And it still gives the competitors a perk, and it's gonna be a fun day.
No, it will be. And Speedway 95 still in action. They got a big tune-up event for what leads me to the next weekend, Paul Bunyan 250 Speed Weekend up there at Speedway 95. The 8th annual Aikidor Memorial Strictly race, and last year they were up hovering around 30 cars. Chuck expects to have more cars, as we can see even this past weekend. The Strickleys are ready to race. They're ready to haul them things anywhere and go race them. So should be a good time up there, raising a lot of money for the veterans. Chuck, Dell, the entire staff there at Speedway 95. I talked to Dell last week. Pretty excited about the late model. Got some new twists coming in for both those races. Try to drum up some interest. The Darlings.com 150, the late models, big paying race. You'll see some guys like Hopkins and Doyon and, probably the reigning champ at Wiscasset now, Andrew McLaughlin, Dave Farrington from down the southern part of the state. Wouldn't be surprised to see him there. Good paying races. The end of the year, good pay races. You hit the payday on one of those, it sets yourself up for the off season. Now you can think about that new motor, that new chassis, the team uniforms, taking your team to the banquet. Those are the things that these races and the pay that these promoters have put out at the end of the year, are going to allow these teams to do. So that's October 13th and 14th up there at Speedway 95. We mentioned the World Series at Thompson. I know we got some diehard modified guys. They're going to be headed south on 95 to 290 to 395 to Thompson. And me, I don't know what I'm doing that weekend, because one of my best friends, a guy that crew chiefed my entire, pretty much my entire racing career as I became a car owner, Spanky Anderson, everybody knows him from Trackside Racing Supplies, getting married. And I volunteered to cater the wedding. I don't do enough, right, Amy?
Yeah.
So, but no, pretty excited about that weekend. But we know between Amy and Dick and Brandon and everybody that helps us out, and Caitlin, obviously, she's going everywhere. We'll have highlights from somewhere to bring you guys from that weekend. So, pretty excited. The year's not over yet, and there's some big stuff happening. By the way, congratulations to Jason Corliss picking up another Milk Bowl win. That's a big deal. That's a hard race to win. Probably harder than the 250, and picked up a win.
Yeah, and I've always still just wanted to go to that track, and someday I'll get there, and
You're still young.
I'm young. I'm still young. This season has been a season where I've gotten to go to many different racetracks, and just didn't get to check that one off my list, but it'll come next season.
Next year. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back here at Mainely Motorsports.
Servicing differentials is virtually impossible. The confined space makes fill holes difficult to reach, and industry-standard conical bottles are rigid and hard to squeeze. That combination makes for a messy job. Plus, you can't get all of the gear lube out of the bottle, so you have to buy more than you need to complete the job. And engineering your own solution only results in disaster. Not anymore. Introducing the new AMSOIL Easy Pack. Easily access hard-to-service differentials. Easily squeeze out all of the contents. And easily stay clean while you do it. No more leftover fluid or inconvenient rigid bottles. No more trouble reaching difficult fill holes. No more mess. AMSOIL Severe Gear in the new Easy Pack. The solution to all your problems.
Another first from AMSOIL. For a stocking dealer nearest you, call toll-free 877-761-8375 or visit fourseasonsynthetic.com.
Looking for a great time, great people, and great food? Then visit New England's #1 biker destination, Bentley's Saloon, owned by legendary super-modified driver Bentley Warren. Bentley's is a biker bar that welcomes everyone. Staying in the area, Bentley's has their own full-service campground right on site. Tuesdays, Bentley's Cruise Night attracts car enthusiasts from all over New England. Located on Route 1 in Arundel, Bentley's Saloon guarantees a great time. Check out the fun at BentleySaloon.com and see why Bentley says, who has more fun than us?
Football fans, have we got a deal for you? VIP Tour and Charter Bus Company is offering round-trip transportation to Gillette Stadium to watch the New England Patriots make another run for the Super Bowl. Ride in style knowing we're doing the driving. So if you've got a ticket, we've got your ride. It doesn't get any better than that. Just log on to VIPChartercoaches.com, click on the Browse Book Tour button, and book your trip today. It's that simple. Relax and leave the driving to us, and we'll leave the tailgating to you.
Well, we congratulated Jason Corliss, and now we're going to show you some highlights from the Milk Bowl. And appreciate Brandon Paul from Speed 51 and helping us out and sending us over some highlights. That's a group that goes everywhere and does everything. So enjoy these highlights from the Milk Bowl over there at Thunder Road.
Green flag is in the air. Bobby Therian takes it all the way to the white line through turns 1 and 2 in car 5, and he gets away with a race lead. Therian on top. Hebert second. Bobby Therian will lead lap number 1 of the Milk Bowl. Outside lane had a little bit of bite there on the first lap because Scott Paye on the outside started 4th. He's got 3rd away from Corliss. Corliss, though, taking his time, working his way back around the bottom, and they're dead even across the stripe that time for the number 3 position. Now Corliss is there, rolling up the outside to the door, the 66. Looking for the solitary point here in segment number 1, and Therian tries to hold him off. The 2017 track champion and the 2017 Milk Bowl winner. Boxing it out now for the top spot here in the segment number 1. Corliss, the weekly competitor here at the nation's side of excitement. Around the outside is the leader on lap 23. Jason Corliss at car 66 takes over the lead. Therian back to second, and a little bit of a bump from behind in turn 4 that time. Final time, navigating his way through turns 1 and 2 here in segment number 1 for the 66 of Jason Corliss. As he looks to go back-to-back in Milk Bowl wins, he'll take segment number 1 and 1 point into segment number 2. Second place will go to the 5 of Therian, 3rd to Hebert, 4th to Paye, 5th to Blake, 6th to Brooks Clark, 7th to the 16 of Scott Dragon. Pace car makes the hard left-hand turn into the infield. Evan Hallstrom at car 1 and Boomer Morris at car 13 will lead them down. Keep an eye on the back as the big guns try to march their way through the field. Green flag is out. Evan Hallstrom down low. Whoa, look out, Stephen Donahue going around. Stephen Donahue, car 2, goes for the spin cycle, and we're under yellow. Corliss now able to get down to the bottom of the racetrack. Smith in trouble in the 0-4, way high. And off the wall, Brooks Clark gets a piece of it. They tangle on the front straightaway. Yellow flag is out. Caution flag on the speedway. For the 0-4 of Matt Smith, tire going down on that car, and the field bottleneck behind him coming out of turn 4. Bobby Therian tries it to the bottom, but Patrick LaPearl throws the block. Checkered flag in segment number 2. LaPearl the winner. Bobby Therian comes home in 2nd, and Jason Corliss comes home 3rd. Well, how about that? From the back of the pack back to the front come the 5 and the 66. They will start segment number 3, tied at 4 points apiece. Nose to nose, down to back straightaway. Hebert pulls ahead on the bottom of the racetrack in car 58. Jimmy Hebert will lead lap number 1 after starting on the pole, looking to roll it here through segment number 3, trying to make up some ground he lost. Scott Paye looking to check out on the field. And Bobby Varian and Boomer Morris get together, and Morris goes around. Caution, a flag for the 13 of Boomer Morris. Pete O'Bailey 0-0 rounding out the top 5 here in segment number 3. Stephen Donahue in the 2, the 04 Matt Smith. Joey Pohl bottled up on the outside. Scott Dragon as well in the 16. As Therian now stalking his way up the inside lane on Brooks Clark in car 68. Therian in the 5 trying to get away. Corliss in the 66 is going to try to steal it. White flag is out one more time around. Therian in the 5, the 66, Corliss through turns 1 and 2. Hebert in trouble in the 58. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Stephen Donahue spinning. Corliss down to the inside. They bounce off each other, and Corliss steals it. Jason Corliss steals it.
Long time.